Duel Review is brought to you by NexusDigitalComics.com. All right, welcome to another episode of Duel Review. Today is Tuesday, the 12th of July, and we're going to be talking about the movie Lost Skeleton of Cadavra. I'm RJ.
And I'm Nick.
Let's get to it.
Today, we're going to be discussing that rarest of radioactive materials, atmospherium. The movie, of course, I'm talking about is The Lost Skeleton of Cadavra. Now, one day I was flipping through my personal ones, and this movie came up.
Keep going, keep going.
And this movie came up, and I loved it. I fell in love with this movie from, like, the first line I heard, which I think was, "And I also wonder."
Okay, fair enough.
This is a very it's a parody on B-rated movies, you know, of the 50s, 30s, something.
Yeah,
the black and white era.
Yeah, lots of the horror films, you know, the giant ants and the pod people and EGA and all that stuff. Yeah,
I love that stuff.
Mystery Science Theater 3000 Fair, if you're aware of that. Yeah.
But I love this movie. What I love the most about it is just how it takes itself so silly, you know, just all the one-liners, you know, the characters, the everything. I just love it. It's just too damn funny for me, you know. The funny thing is, it was done on a budget under $10,000. It took five days to write and 10 days to shoot, which of course explains the entire movie. You know, I mean, with stats like that, it's got to be great, right? But it was written by Larry Blemire, who's the writer-director and also plays both Dr. Paul Armstrong and is the voice of the Lost Skeleton of Cadavra. His wife plays Animala. So Dr. Armstrong, the plot is that Dr. Armstrong is looking for a meteorite which may contain that rarest of radioactive materials, atmospherium. Meanwhile, Dr. Roger Flemings is looking for atmospherium to resurrect the Lost Skeleton of Cadavra. Meanwhile, two aliens, Crowbar and Lattice, have crash-landed on Earth, and they're looking for atmospherium to refuel their ship and go home to Marva.
And hilarity ensues.
And I love everything about this movie. I love the awkward pauses. I love the slow pacing can even be funny, you know, because it's just like, okay, get on with it, you know, and I just find that funny. I love the one-liners, like I said, you know.
Yeah, I mean, extra long cuts, you know, all the things that you shouldn't do in a movie are in here, you know, to the nth degree, I think.
I love this movie.
Yeah.
I'm giddy about it.
I'm going to have to be the spoil sport on this one. I didn't like this movie. Plain out, I just didn't like it. I appreciated what it was trying to do. I love old films.
Yeah.
I love bad old films. I love Mystery Science Theater and the way they riff on old films. And the funniest thing to me about those, just like, you know, like Ed Wood films and EGA and, you know, all those, I guess, you know, 50 worst movies of all time or whatever, is that they are trying. They are really
trying to be
like
serious.
Like Troll and all that. And they're really trying to make a good movie. And that's what makes it funny. You know, the cuts that you know they had to make out of necessity that are just horrible. Or like the takes they had to use because they probably didn't have anything else. That sort of thing. The audio glitches and the bad sound effects and all that stuff. The problem I had with this movie is that because they were written, they tried it too often. Like, they tried too hard to make everything bad, which just makes it bad, in my book.
Okay.
And it's just not organic. I mean, you know, I know that somebody's sitting there just, let's repeat the same line twice, you know, that'll be funny.
It is funny.
But not to me.
It is funny.
And I don't know if it's how much it is me knowing that they're trying to do it, or what, but I think you and I can be funnier than that. You know, when we try to do dumb stuff.
You know what? You may be right, because when I watched this, I didn't know that it was meant to be funny. I was just flipping through the channels. Black and white movie came on. I was like, oh, what's this? I don't think I've ever seen this before, because I watch a lot of black and white movies. and I just started watching it, and I caught the lines, and I was like, what?
Yeah, well,
are you kidding me?
You know, it probably is a lot of you had to be there kind of thing.
Yeah, maybe, but it totally filled me though with this zealousness towards it.
Were you alone or were you with somebody else?
I was alone.
Oh, you were alone. Okay. I was going to say that sometimes you feed off each other, you know, when you're...
No, I feed off of myself.
We certainly didn't feed off each other. I wasn't laughing. I just wasn't laughing.
No, he wasn't. It was disconcerting. I was like,
but
are you kidding me? This is
the
funniest part of the movie.
To be fair, I shared a movie right afterwards that he didn't laugh. So
Evil Alien Conquerors.
I love Evil Alien Conquerors. Well, I don't love it, but anyway, we might talk about it later. Anyway, this movie is not without its merit. You know, there are funny parts. There are that even I found funny. I found the skeleton wrestling with the mutant funny. Yeah, I mean, you know, it's the thing where the skeleton doesn't actually move unless the mutant moves the, you know, why are you hitting me? You know, kind of thing. But
I like what I like is how they you know. Show that, you know, it's like the Lost Skeleton of Cadavra is like, do as I do, you know, and he's like climbing up the wall. He's like,
that's part of. They're just too blatant.
This is funny. This is funny. I don't care what's happening. If you see this, you're gonna laugh.
Yeah, I mean, climbing up the rocks is funny. Some of those sight gags were funny to me. I think I had a real problem with some of the line stuff though, because it was funny, but then it was done too often to really be, you know, a precious gem. It was just like. Again, they're going right back to the same trough.
Right, where they say multiple things in the same way. You know, like, oh, so we are sharing, kind of like a mutual benefit thing where we share, or oh, we can pretend, and then we can, you know, I'll be this way and you can be that way, and it'll be like we're pretending.
Well, it's also just like I think that it's funny when you have a great scientific mind and he's got great breakthrough and he just refers to everything as the science. I think that's funny.
He was funny.
But the problem is he does it too much. He's like, yes, I like the sciencey science things that are scientific. You know, actually, that's even funnier to me than the movie. What I just said. Anyway, and I do appreciate the aliens. Some of their bits are kind of funny, like how they sit and things like that. So it's one of those things, you know, give it a shot if you have, you know, a lazy Sunday and you want to...
I wish I could appreciate things like cabins and bicycles.
Yeah.
Or how about that other line? I love that one. Ranger Brad, I'm a scientist. I don't believe in anything.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things that is funnier when you know the line and you use it out of
you're
context.
right.
You know, the inside joke kind of stuff. Anyway,
I loved it.
Yeah, he loved it. I'm not so much, but I do think that it's worth it, because if he loves it that much, good grief, some of you will too.
Yeah, someone out there who's as dumb as I am.
Well,
be like,
there's other people. You're not the only one. But anyway, maybe we'll do a film just like it, or you know, a little different. But we'll try our hand at that.
That's not a bad idea.
Yeah, who knows? Yeah. We'll see.
I'll be the skeleton.
All right, and I'll be the mutant. I just have to be me. Okay.
If only it did have hands.
Yes.
If only it did have
And then it obviously does.
It does.
All right. Well, I guess that wraps it up, unless there's something else you want to say.
No, I think that's it.
Okay, how long is it? It's about a little over an hour, right?
Yeah, it wasn't terribly long.
Not terribly long.
It can seem a little long because they have those long, awkward, dry spells, you know, where it's like they put in specifically to be funny.
Yeah, laborious and
Thank you. Laborious is a nice word.
All right, let's dance ourselves out of here, like the crazy cat lady.
Oh man, animals! Let's do the rock dance.
Oh, and Nick, look over there.
Hey!
Oh! First one, that's me. I cheated, I'm proud. Coming up tomorrow, our focal point, where we talk about the latest games. Hey, there's that sexy guy. Not you. Me, of course. Okay, so
12th?
July 12th, and we're doing Lost Skeleton of Cadavra.
No, Cadavra, not Cadavra.
I know, but Cadavra. Cadavra. Cadavra.
Pretty much.
Okay, Lost Skeleton of Cadavra. Stop scratching. All right. Okay. 3. I mean, because we could Well, that's fine. Whatever. So.
Okay. 3, 2.
Two guys, they smell okay. Well, we don't smell horrible.
Hex deodorant.
And they review stuff. Alright.